When you focus solely on the end result, you might miss out on the incredible lessons and growth that happen along the way. Achieving a goal is great, but it's the journey that molds you into a stronger, more capable person. Every challenge, every obstacle, and every small victory along the way shapes who you become and brings you closer to your true potential. The truth is, growth happens in the small, consistent actions you take day by day. It's in the moments where you're learning, adjusting, and figuring things out. These moments often don't show immediate results, but they lay the foundation for long-term success. For instance, when you start a new skill or task, you're not going to see drastic improvement overnight, but with practice, persistence, and the willingness to learn, you will find yourself evolving in ways you never imagined. When we obsess over results, it can create unnecessary pressure. You might feel like you're failing if the outcome isn't immediate, and that mindset can halt your progress entirely. But when you focus on growth, you allow yourself room to evolve. You're able to view mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities to adjust your approach and improve. Growth becomes more about the person you're becoming than the goal you're reaching. Moreover, focusing on growth enables you to stay more adaptable. When you're focused on improvement, you're not fixated on a specific outcome, which allows you to be flexible and embrace new paths that might be more fulfilling than the original goal. It reminds you that there's no one-size-fits-all way to success. Additionally, the growth you experience during the journey will provide a deeper sense of satisfaction than simply reaching a goal. When you reflect on how far you've come, the skills you've acquired, and the person you've become, the sense of accomplishment is far richer. The transformation itself becomes the true reward, and you start to realize that success isn't just about the destination, but who you've grown into during the pursuit. When you focus solely on the end result, you might miss out on the incredible lessons and growth that happen along the way. Achieving a goal is great, but it's the journey that molds you into a stronger, more capable person. Every challenge, every obstacle, and every small victory along the way shapes who you become and brings you closer to your true potential. The truth is, growth happens in the small, consistent actions you take day by day. It's in the moments where you're learning, adjusting, and figuring things out. These moments often don't show immediate results, but they lay the foundation for long-term success. For instance, when you start a new skill or task, you're not going to see drastic improvement overnight. But with practice, persistence, and the willingness to learn, you will find yourself evolving in ways you never imagined. When we obsess over results, it can create unnecessary pressure. You might feel like you're failing if the outcome isn't immediate. And that mindset can halt your progress entirely. But when you focus on growth, you allow yourself room to evolve. You're able to view mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities to adjust your approach and improve. Growth becomes more about the person you're becoming than the goal you're reaching. Moreover, focusing on growth enables you to stay more adaptable. When you're focused on improvement, you're not fixated on a specific outcome, which allows you to be flexible and embrace new paths that might be more fulfilling than the original goal. It reminds you that there's no one-size-fits-all way to success. Additionally, the growth you experience during the journey will provide a deeper sense of satisfaction than simply reaching a goal. When you reflect on how far you've come, the skills you've acquired, and the person you've become, the sense of accomplishment is far richer. The transformation itself becomes the true reward, and you start to realize that success isn't just about the destination, but who you've grown into during the pursuit. So when you focus on growth instead of results, you're creating a mindset that values learning, resilience, and constant improvement. You're taking the long view, appreciating how each experience, whether good or bad, contributes to your development. And in doing so, you open yourself up to endless possibilities because growth doesn't have a finish line. It's a continuous, evolving process. This shift in perspective encourages patience, persistence, and passion for what you're doing, rather than a relentless chase toward an end goal that may or may not bring the satisfaction you expected. The real success lies in becoming the best version of yourself through the process. Often we get so fixated on the end result that we forget to appreciate the small, everyday moments that contribute to our progress. The destination is important, but it's the process, the work, the learning, the growth that truly shapes us. When you start celebrating the process, you begin to shift your mindset from a goal-oriented approach to one that values the journey itself. In every step of the process, there's something to be learned, whether it's figuring out a new way to approach a problem, gaining a deeper understanding of yourself, or simply pushing through a tough moment. All these experiences matter. When you focus on the process, you start to appreciate the effort, the dedication, and the resilience you show, even if the results are still a work in progress. Too often, people wait for the big moment, like achieving a major milestone or crossing the finish line, to celebrate. But in doing so, they miss out on recognizing the daily progress they've made. Every small task completed, every improvement made, every time you step outside your comfort zone is a success in its own right. Each of these moments deserves recognition because they're all part of the bigger picture. By celebrating the process, you also reduce the stress and pressure that comes from constantly chasing the next big thing. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that success only counts when you reach the final goal, but this mindset can lead to burnout or frustration when the path is longer than expected. Celebrating the small wins along the way reminds you that you are making progress. No matter how small the steps may seem, it reinforces the idea that success isn't only a destination, but a series of moments that build on each other. Additionally, celebrating the process allows you to stay motivated, especially when you don't see immediate results. The journey to success is often long and challenging, and the results don't always come as quickly as you might hope. However, when you find joy in the process itself, you maintain enthusiasm and drive, even when the finish line seems far away. It's about finding satisfaction in the work, the persistence, and the continuous effort you're putting in. Another crucial aspect of celebrating the process is that it encourages a growth mindset. When you value the journey, you're more likely to reflect on what you've learned, how you've improved, and where you can still grow. It helps you see failure not as something to be feared, but as an opportunity to improve and refine your approach. You stop focusing solely on what went wrong and start focusing on how you can do better next time. Moreover, celebrating the process also helps you cultivate gratitude. It shifts your focus from what you don't have yet to what you've already achieved and learned. It allows you to appreciate the effort, the struggles, and even the setbacks, because all of them play an important role in your evolution. The process is where the magic happens. It's where you build the skills, develop the discipline, and find the deeper meaning behind your work. By recognizing and celebrating it, you're reinforcing a mindset that values the journey and the person you're becoming along the way, rather than just waiting for a singular moment of arrival. When you learn to celebrate the process, every day becomes an opportunity to feel fulfilled and motivated regardless of the outcome. Setbacks are often seen as obstacles or failures, but in reality, they are essential components of growth. When you encounter a setback, it can feel disheartening and frustrating. However, the true value of a setback lies not in the difficulty it causes, but in the opportunity it provides for learning and development. Embracing setbacks as learning opportunities is a powerful mindset shift that can significantly impact how you approach challenges in life. When a setback occurs, it's easy to feel defeated, especially if you've invested time and energy into a particular goal. You may question your abilities or wonder if you're on the right path, but instead of dwelling on these feelings, try to see the setback as a signpost pointing you toward the next lesson you need to learn. Each obstacle is an invitation to reflect, analyze, and adapt. It's not a sign to give up, but an opportunity to adjust your course. One of the most valuable aspects of setbacks is that they push you out of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you face challenges that require you to stretch beyond what you already know. Setbacks force you to think creatively, reconsider your approach, and find solutions you might not have otherwise discovered. They may make you uncomfortable, but it's in this discomfort that the most profound learning occurs. When you embrace setbacks, you begin to develop resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from failure. It's about learning how to adapt, how to keep going even when things don't go according to plan. Each time you face a setback and overcome it, you strengthen your mental and emotional muscles. You become more capable of handling future challenges, knowing that setbacks are not the end of the road, but a detour that can lead to something better. Setbacks also provide the perfect opportunity for self-reflection. When things don't go as expected, it's a moment to pause and assess what went wrong. What lessons can you extract from the experience? Was there something you missed or overlooked? Was there a gap in your preparation or mindset that could have been addressed? These questions allow you to identify areas for improvement and refine your approach for future endeavors. The ability to learn from your mistakes is one of the most important skills you can develop, and setbacks are one of the best teachers of all. In fact, many successful people attribute much of their success to the lessons they learned from their failures. For example, Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Rather than seeing his setbacks as failures, he saw them as experiments that brought him closer to success. The key is not to see setbacks as something to be avoided, but as necessary parts of the process that contribute to eventual success. Setbacks also help build perseverance. It's easy to feel motivated when things are going smoothly, but true perseverance is tested when things get tough. When you encounter setbacks, you have a choice. You can either let them stop you, or you can use them as fuel to keep moving forward. Perseverance is about maintaining your focus, staying committed to your goals, and pushing through the tough times. Each setback you overcome reinforces your ability to keep going despite challenges. Moreover, setbacks often open the door to new opportunities. Sometimes the path we think we should take isn't the right one, and setbacks serve as a redirection. What may initially seem like a failure or a roadblock can lead you to a better, more fitting opportunity. Many people have experienced setbacks that eventually led them down a path they never could have predicted, one that turned out to be far more rewarding than their original goal. The more you embrace setbacks, the less fear you will have of them. Instead of dreading failure, you'll start to see it as a natural part of the process, a step toward achieving greater things. Each setback becomes a stepping stone that helps you move closer to your goals, and you will find that you handle future challenges with greater ease and confidence. Ultimately, setbacks are not the enemy. They are catalysts for growth and personal transformation. By embracing them, you create the mindset needed to turn obstacles into opportunities for success. When you stop fearing setbacks and start seeing them as invaluable lessons, you free yourself from the weight of perfectionism and failure. You open yourself to the possibility of continuous learning, growth, and ultimately success. The journey of success is not a straight path, and the key to navigating it successfully is the ability to keep evolving and adapting. Growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. It requires flexibility, a willingness to change, and the ability to adjust your mindset and actions when necessary. The world around you is constantly shifting, whether it's in your personal life, the industry you work in, or the global landscape. To stay on track, you must be open to transformation, even when things are going well. Stagnation is often the enemy of progress, and evolution is the engine that drives you forward. Evolving isn't just about gaining new skills or achieving a higher level of success. It's about adjusting to new challenges and becoming the best version of yourself in response to those challenges. It means reflecting on your past experiences and understanding that every setback, victory, and lesson has shaped who you are today. As you continue moving forward, the person you are at each stage of your journey should be a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself than before. Adapting is essential in a world where change is the only constant. If you stay rigid, you risk being left behind. But if you embrace change, you open yourself up to new opportunities and insights. Adaptation doesn't mean giving up on your goals or abandoning your values. It means being resourceful and flexible in how you pursue those goals. The strategies that worked for you yesterday may not work tomorrow, and that's okay. It's about finding new ways to approach your challenges, learning from those around you, and staying open to new methods or ideas that may enhance your journey. Being adaptable also means that you're not married to one path or one outcome. Life often has a way of throwing curveballs, and not every plan will go according to the blueprint you've set. This doesn't mean that you failed. It simply means that you need to adapt your strategy and evolve with the situation. Flexibility in your approach is key, and sometimes a small adjustment is all that's needed to get back on track. The process of evolving and adapting often involves stepping outside your comfort zone. It's easy to remain in familiar territory, doing what you know works, but true growth comes from being willing to stretch beyond what feels easy. When you challenge yourself to learn new things, take on unfamiliar tasks, or confront uncomfortable situations, you create space for personal and professional growth. Each new experience, whether it's learning a new skill, meeting new people, or working in a different environment, adds to your adaptability and helps you refine your approach. It's important to remember that evolution doesn't happen overnight. It's a continuous, gradual process of self-improvement, trial and error, and feedback. You may not always see immediate results from the changes you make, but trust that each step is contributing to your overall growth. Even when you face setbacks, they are part of your evolution. They provide valuable lessons that help you refine your approach and come back stronger. Another aspect of evolution and adaptation is the need to develop a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time with effort and perseverance. This perspective allows them to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth instead of obstacles to avoid. They're not afraid of making mistakes or failing because they understand that failure is simply part of the learning process. It's the willingness to try again, to tweak the approach, and to keep evolving that leads to long-term success. Adapting also means being aware of external factors that can influence your journey, like changes in technology, shifts in your field of work, or even personal circumstances. The world doesn't stay the same, and neither should you. Being proactive about learning and staying informed helps you stay ahead of trends, maintain relevance, and continue growing in ways that align with your long-term vision. You don't have to predict the future, but you can prepare for it by evolving and adapting today. Embracing change can sometimes feel uncomfortable, but it's through discomfort that real growth occurs. As you evolve, you might find yourself letting go of old habits or beliefs that no longer serve you. This can be difficult, but shedding the old is necessary to make room for the new. Each time you adapt, you become more resilient, more knowledgeable, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Finally, remember that evolution is a personal process. You don't need to compare your journey to others or feel pressure to evolve in the same way. Your evolution is unique to you based on your experiences, goals, and values. Embrace your own pace and trust that as long as you're continuously adapting and improving, you're on the right path. As you keep evolving and adapting, you're not just pursuing external success, you're also transforming internally, becoming a more fulfilled and self-aware individual. The beauty of evolution is that it's endless. There is always room to grow, to learn, and to adapt to new circumstances. Each day is an opportunity to take another step forward on this journey of continual growth. In the pursuit of big goals, it's easy to overlook the small victories that occur along the way. Often, we get so caught up in the end result that we forget to acknowledge the progress we're making every day. However, appreciating the small wins is one of the most powerful ways to stay motivated and maintain momentum on your journey. These seemingly insignificant moments are what pave the way to larger successes, and without them, the journey would feel much longer and more discouraging. Small wins may seem trivial in the grand scheme of things, but they're actually the building blocks of achievement. For example, if you're working toward a major goal, every small step you take, whether it's completing a task, learning something new, or sticking to your routine, is a victory. These small moments are proof that you're moving in the right direction, and acknowledging them can provide a boost of confidence and motivation that propels you forward. When you take time to appreciate these small wins, you shift your focus from what you haven't achieved yet to what you have already accomplished. This shift in perspective helps you recognize that progress doesn't always have to be monumental to be meaningful. It's easy to become frustrated if you only celebrate the big milestones, especially when they seem far off in the distance. By celebrating the small wins, you can maintain a sense of accomplishment throughout your journey, no matter how long it takes to reach the finish line. Moreover, small wins build a sense of momentum. The more you celebrate these incremental achievements, the more motivated you become to keep going. This momentum is vital because it keeps you from feeling stuck or discouraged. When you're constantly acknowledging and appreciating the progress you're making, no matter how small, you begin to feel more energized and determined. Every little win serves as fuel for the next step, and before you know it, these small victories add up to something much greater. Taking time to appreciate the small wins also helps you build self-awareness. It encourages you to reflect on what you're doing right and how your efforts are paying off. This reflection allows you to fine-tune your approach, adjust your strategies, and reinforce the habits that are working for you. In turn, this strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve your goals and enhances your commitment to the process. In a world that often celebrates only the big achievements, focusing on small wins allows you to experience the joy of progress more frequently. It makes the journey more fulfilling because you're not just waiting for the big aha moment. Instead, you're able to appreciate each milestone, no matter how small it might seem. This is incredibly important because the pursuit of any goal takes time, and the road can be long. Celebrating small wins along the way helps you stay connected to your purpose and reminds you that every effort, no matter how small, is valuable. Another important aspect of appreciating small wins is the impact it has on your mindset. It encourages a positive, growth-oriented outlook. When you recognize your progress, you're less likely to get discouraged by setbacks or challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures, you begin to view them as part of the process, as something to learn from. Each small win gives you the confidence to take on bigger challenges, knowing that you have the strength and ability to overcome them. The small wins also help you develop gratitude. It's easy to get caught up in what's not working or what you haven't achieved yet, but when you focus on the positives, the small victories, you begin to cultivate a deeper sense of appreciation for your efforts. You become grateful for the journey and the progress you're making rather than just the end goal. This mindset of gratitude not only enhances your sense of fulfillment, but also attracts more positive energy and opportunities into your life. Additionally, appreciating the small wins encourages consistency. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it often requires a lot of small, consistent actions. By celebrating each step forward, you reinforce the importance of daily progress. These small wins become markers of consistency, reminding you that even if you're not achieving everything at once, you're still moving forward. This consistency is what builds the foundation for larger achievements and helps you stay on track even when the road ahead feels long. Small wins also foster a sense of pride in your work. Every time you recognize and appreciate a small accomplishment, you're giving yourself credit for the effort you've put in. This boosts your self-esteem and reinforces your commitment to your goals. It's easy to dismiss your efforts when they don't immediately lead to the end result you want, but by taking the time to acknowledge even the smallest victories, you remind yourself that your work matters and that you are progressing towards something meaningful. Moreover, celebrating the small wins allows you to stay more engaged in your journey. Sometimes when we focus only on the big goal, we forget to enjoy the process, but when you're appreciating small wins along the way, you're more present in your daily efforts. You're engaged in the journey, savoring each moment, and finding fulfillment in the act of progress itself. This helps to prevent burnout, as you're not just chasing after a distant prize, but enjoying the little victories that keep you motivated and fulfilled. Ultimately, the small wins are the moments that make the journey worthwhile. They are the daily affirmations that you're on the right path, the markers that show you how far you've come, and the motivation to keep going. Appreciating them is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about recognizing that success isn't a one-time event, but a continuous process. Each small win is part of the larger story of your success, and the more you appreciate them, the more you'll enjoy and celebrate the entire journey. The idea of success is often framed as a destination, something to be reached after achieving a certain goal or milestone. Society frequently emphasizes the importance of the finish line, the point where you can declare victory, celebrate your achievement, and move on to the next challenge. While reaching your goals is certainly important, true fulfillment comes not from the end result, but from the journey itself. The pursuit, the challenges, the growth, and the experiences along the way are what make the journey so valuable, not just the moment you cross the finish line. When you focus solely on the end goal, you risk overlooking the richness of the process. Every step you take toward a goal offers lessons, opportunities for growth, and moments of joy. These are the things that shape you as a person and make the journey meaningful. If you're only focused on the finish line, you may find yourself rushing through each phase of the process, missing out on the small yet significant experiences that could bring you greater joy, satisfaction, and learning. For instance, when you're pursuing a career, a personal project, or a life goal, there are often hurdles, challenges, and roadblocks along the way. If you only define success by the end result, those moments of struggle might feel like failure. However, when you shift your mindset to finding fulfillment in the journey, you begin to appreciate how each challenge contributes to your development. You learn how to be patient, how to navigate difficulties, and how to persevere in the face of adversity. These lessons are what enrich the journey and make it worthwhile. In fact, the journey is where you experience the deepest transformation. When you focus on fulfillment along the way, you recognize that success is not just about achieving something, but about becoming someone. You evolve, develop new skills, and build character along the path you take. Each new step, whether forward or backward, is an opportunity for self-discovery. It's in the everyday actions, decisions, and experiences that you truly grow. And when you learn to embrace and appreciate these experiences, you begin to find fulfillment not in what you achieve, but in who you are becoming. This focus on the journey also encourages a deeper connection to your purpose. When you're not solely fixated on a specific outcome, you're more likely to stay connected to the reasons behind your pursuit. Your goals become more meaningful because they are tied to your values, passions, and the impact you want to create, not just the external markers of success. You start to derive satisfaction from the process of living in alignment with your values, whether or not you've reached the finish line. Another aspect of finding fulfillment in the journey is the freedom it provides. If you're always waiting for the end result to bring you happiness or fulfillment, you may constantly feel like you're in a state of yearning. You might think that once you achieve X, you'll finally feel content or successful. But the truth is, even when you achieve one goal, another one quickly follows, and that cycle can continue indefinitely. However, if you learn to find fulfillment in the process, you stop waiting for happiness to come after a finish line and begin to experience it every day, regardless of where you are in your journey. The joy of the journey lies in the moments of discovery, the unexpected turns, the little wins, the lessons learned, and the people you meet along the way. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to try something new, and to engage with the world in a way that shapes your experience. When you embrace the journey, you're living with a sense of curiosity, open to learning and adapting to what comes your way, rather than chasing after a singular, fleeting moment of achievement. Additionally, focusing on the journey helps to reduce the pressure of perfectionism. When you place all your value on reaching a specific destination, you can become paralyzed by fear of failure or the desire to get everything perfect. But when you find fulfillment in the journey, you realize that perfection isn't the goal, growth is. The process of learning, making mistakes, and improving over time is what creates the most lasting impact. This perspective helps you take the pressure off yourself and encourages you to experiment, take risks, and embrace the ups and downs with a sense of curiosity and resilience. Finding fulfillment in the journey also fosters greater resilience. When your sense of fulfillment is tied to the process, you're more likely to bounce back from setbacks and continue moving forward. Because you're not just working toward an external goal, you're embracing every part of the experience. You become more focused on the growth that comes from each setback rather than being disheartened by it. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. And knowing this allows you to persist even when the path gets tough. Moreover, the journey often reveals new paths and possibilities that you hadn't initially considered. When you're solely focused on a specific outcome, you might miss other opportunities that could be just as fulfilling, if not more so. The journey is dynamic, it's ever-changing and full of surprises. By staying open to the process and finding joy in it, you give yourself the freedom to explore unexpected avenues that may ultimately lead you to even greater fulfillment. Finally, appreciating the journey makes life itself more rewarding. Success becomes a constant evolving process, and every step you take on the way to your goals is filled with meaning. Even when you encounter challenges or detours, you learn how to find joy in the experience, realizing that each moment is valuable in its own right. The journey is not just about getting somewhere, it's about living fully, learning, and growing along the way. The finish line, when you finally reach it, will feel rewarding, but the true reward is in the journey itself and how it shaped you, how you evolved, and the life you created while pursuing your dreams. In conclusion, the journey toward success is not a linear path, but a dynamic, evolving process. Every small win, every setback, every lesson learned along the way contributes to the person you become and the life you create. It's not just about reaching a destination, it's about finding fulfillment in the growth, the challenges, and the everyday moments that shape your experience. So embrace the journey, celebrate the small wins, learn from setbacks, adapt as you go, and focus on the process rather than just the outcome. When you find fulfillment in the journey itself, success becomes not a single moment, but a continuous, enriching experience. Keep moving forward with purpose and joy, because every step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. The journey is where the magic happens, so savor it.